welcome to another episode of Bookbox Battle and welcome to day 4 of Bookmas. So first things first, day 4 of Bookmas, that means opening up the second book on my advent calendar. Again, all of these have already been hauled. These are books that I bought throughout 2024 and wrapped up, so I'm not like rebuying them. But this is Happily Never After by Lynn Painter. I love Lynn Painter. I'm really excited to get to this one. Happy dance, excited. I'm going to try and get to that one very, very soon. So, this vlog is going to be my Bookbox Battle. This is my last Bookbox Battle of 2024. Now, we're doing things ever so slightly different this month. For 2 reasons. Number 1, it's my last Bookbox Battle of 2024, so, you know, let's do something fun. Number 2, I have skipped my November Fairyly Adult and Illumicrate boxes, so I don't have any new box to unbox with you today. So what I'm doing instead is I have got 3 books in front of me, which are books that I am highly anticipating reading. And then I'm going to pull 3 books out of the jar. And again, as usual, do the first chapter challenge, decide which ones I want to read. But we'll start off with the 3 books that I am very highly anticipating. One of them is a 2024, one of them is a 2024 release, and so has come up obviously before because I have unboxed it this year. But it was up against a very highly anticipated book. And the anticipated book one. That one is Long Live Evil by Sarah Rees Brennan. I really liked the first chapter of this one, so I am very excited to basically read chapter 2 and see if I want to continue this one. The other 2 that I've got here, again, are very highly anticipated books, but actually haven't come up in Bookbox Battle this year. So they are Portrait of a Thief by Grace D. Lee. This one is a kind of fantasy murder mystery, I think. I think it's a heist, but I think it's got a kind of very mystery element. I don't really know. But my friend really recommends this book. I'm excited by it. And then finally, In the Lives of Puppets by TJ Klune. This one, I really like TJ Klune's writing. I haven't yet read Somewhere Beyond the Sea, but I wanted to catch up with TJ Klune, so I want to read this one as well. So, they are my 3 anticipated books. Here is my jar. Let's see what we're going to get. I'm going to do one from the top, one from the middle, one from the bottom. So one from the top, this one. That's Honey Witch. Okay. One from the middle. Oh, this one. The Hurricane Wars. We had that one last month. And then one from the very bottom. Oh, I've got 2 there. This one. This Vicious Grace. Okay. Let me grab those 3 books and we'll talk about it. So, first one that came out was The Honey Witch by Sydney J. Shields. This one came this year. This one was a Fairyly book. I have read the first chapter. It is a kind of cozy fantasy sapphic romance. I think with this one, it was kind of set, I remember the first chapter was like at a ball and it was kind of giving me sort of Bridgerton vibes. And I read that first chapter at a time when I just decided to DNF This Marvellous Light, which again kind of gave me those same sort of Edwardian high society, well, Bridgerton's Georgian high society, Bridgerton sort of vibes. So I wasn't massively vibing with it at the time, but I do think I could enjoy this one. Next, The Hurricane Wars. So this one actually came out last month as well. And I read the first chapter last month. I wasn't enjoying it. In fact, I didn't finish the first chapter. I think I kind of got halfway through the first chapter and I was like, I'm bored now. I'm not reading anymore. which is never a good sign. So I'm going to try the first chapter again on that one. Yeah, I'm going to read chapter 1 and chapter 2 of the Hurricane Wars because I don't think I finished chapter 1. So I want to finish that one, and then I'm going to read chapter 2 because I should be reading chapter 2. Then finally, This Vicious Grace by Emily Theed. So this one, interestingly, is actually potentially on my DNF pile. This one I think is a YA fairy loot. I got it in 2022. Fairly certain it's a YA. So it's been on my shelves for at least 2 years and I have never gravitated towards it. I've never picked it up. I don't think I've even read a first chapter. It hasn't come out of the jar this year. So I don't know what I'm going to think. Okay, let's stack these. I think Hurricane Wars at the bottom because I wasn't enjoying it last month. Then I'm going to say This Vicious Grace. Then I'm going to say Honey Witch. Then I think Portrait of a Thief. I think Long Live Evil Within the Lives of Puppets as my top book this month. That is my prediction for my stack this month. Interestingly, obviously I've picked In the Lives of Puppets, In the Lives of Puppets and Portrait of a Thief. They've never come out of the jar. And This Vicious Grace is the first time that one's come out of the jar as well. So the Hurricane Wars has come out a couple of times, but the Honey Witch and Long Live Evil also haven't ever come out of the jar before. They've just been read because they've been hauled this year. So, interesting. Okay, I'm going to take that pile of books downstairs. I'm going to read the first chapters. I'm probably going to read 2 first chapters and then jump back in and tell you my thoughts on those 2. Just so it's slightly easier for me. But yeah, I will let you know my thoughts on all of the first or second, as it happens, chapters and what book I will be reading in this vlog. So I'll talk to you in a bit. Okay, first 2 books down, The Hurricane Wars and This Vicious Grace. Honestly, neither massively intrigued me. Hurricane Wars did intrigue me more than it did before, but it's not intriguing me. This Vicious Grace, my friend Juliana actually is really recommending I read this book. I'm going to put This Vicious Grace above The Hurricane Wars. That's going to be my order to start off with. Yeah, This Vicious Grace is fine, but I'm not sure that I would enjoy the whole book. So the next 2 books that I'm trying are these 2, Portrait of a Thief and Honey Witch. Books 3 and 4. Honey Witch. I actually really liked the second chapter of this. As I was saying earlier, the first chapter felt a little bit too kind of Bridgerton, Georgian, high society, and I wasn't enjoying it. But the second chapter, we brought in the magic and it's intrigued me. Portrait of a Thief. First chapter is very, very short, literally 2 pages. Intriguing, but not actually as intriguing as Honey Witch. So this pile is not going to stay like that. That's the pile set. You can't actually see the pile. It's behind a cushion. Oh, fuck. This is not working. Pile so far, Honey Witch is on top, but I have got my 2, which I'm most excited by, which are Long Live Evil and In the Lives of Puppets, to go now. Okay, so I've read the first chapter of, second chapter of Long Live Evil and the first chapter of In the Lives of Puppets. I am absolutely right with my initial predictions. These 2 are my favourites. But I think Long Live Evil is going to be top of the pile, and this is going to be the book I'm going to read. I really enjoyed the first chapter of In the Lives of Puppets, but I think I'm just more intrigued by Long Live Evil. I can't put my finger on why, but yeah, Long Live Evil is doing things it's doing things for me. So yeah, my first book for Book Box Battle this week is going to be Long Live Evil by Sarah Rees Brennan. I'm not gonna start reading it at all now. I am watching Shelve It or Scrap It. Becca has uploaded a 2-hour long episode, so I'm going to watch that, and I will come back to you when I'm probably going to update you when I'm at the 100-page mark of Long Live Evil. So I'll talk to you soon. Hello. Okay, I want to just update you on Long Live Evil. I'm up to page 80. So I'm treating this as my 100-page update, even though I'm not yet at page 100. But I just this is what we're doing. It is Saturday night. I'm really enjoying it. What I'm really liking with the book, I like the concept of a character falling into a story. And one thing that I really like with how Sarah Rees Brennan is doing this is that I feel like I have seen this done before, that I've read other books where a character's fallen into a story, but I feel like in other books that the person that falls into the story is then a new character in the story. So, they retain themselves, but they've fallen in and kind of added themselves into that story, if that makes sense. What I really like with how Sarah Rees Brennan is doing it is that Ray, our main character, has fallen into the story, but is an existing character there. So she's going to impact the plot, but she's not sort of changed the fabric of the story, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense, but I enjoy it. Basically, I like that she is playing an existing character. I do have a theory. Now, this theory may be completely wrong. I might be onto something. But I don't know if it will be a spoiler because I'm only 80 pages in and this is the theory. I don't know if I'm right or wrong. So I'm going to share my theory. If you don't want to hear it, just like skip. I'll hold the book up and just skip until the book's until I've put the book down. But I'm not going to tell you if my theory is right or wrong. But theory time, like I said, skip while I'm holding the book if you don't want to hear it. My theory is that Ray is dead and that by falling into the book she sort of like slipped into a coma, or that like she's died or something. And I don't know, because part of me is like, well, that's a bit Narnia. But then there's another thought, is that Sarah Rees Brennan wrote this when she was battling cancer. So I don't know if she would write her main character who is battling cancer to die, because, the whole point is... Bella, you're not getting anything out of there. Because the whole point is that she's, being a strong woman in this world. So I don't know, but something in my mind is like... Stop it, please. Ray's not going to go back to the real world. But yeah, like I said, really, really enjoying the book. Even the times when we break the fourth wall. No, don't need anything in there. It's not yours. Honestly, cats, the nosiest little things. And Bella just likes pens. So she is digging around in that pencil case for pens so she can pull them out and throw them on the floor. I do not want pens thrown on the floor, because normally she does this on my desk and throws pens in the bin. And then I end up wondering why I don't have any pens, because Bella has thrown them all in the bin. Anyway, that was a little random side quest. I'm just going to distract her while I move back here. Yeah, so even there's a few times when characters break the fourth wall. So, for example, there's our main character, Ray, meets a character in the book called Key, and she says, but of course, people in the lower classes are named after everyday objects. However, his mother didn't name him Key, the author did. So there's a reason why he's called Key. And I thought that would irritate me, but actually it isn't irritating me as much as I thought it would. So that's good. But yeah, I think that's all of my updates. I'm going to go to bed. I'm going to continue reading Long Live Evil tomorrow. I would like to try to read In the Lives of Puppets as well this week. I don't know if I'm going to get to them both, but I would like to at least attempt to read both books. But who knows? Who knows? Anyway, that's my update. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Good night. Good morning. This is going to be a very, very quick update because I need to take Bracken out for a walk. She's jumping on my arm there. So, Long Live Evil. I am up to page 190. So, it's a kind of just shy of halfway update. I am actually really, really enjoying it. Sorry about the chaos. That's Bracken. Yeah, I'm really enjoying Long Live Evil. I'm liking the sort of the breaking of the fourth wall and the, let me see if I can perch my phone so I'm not there. Then I can't. Anyway, I'm really enjoying like the way that we're sort of breaking the fourth wall and that we're having these kind of conversations around being in a book, as well as at the moment I'm also really enjoying there's Ray's having a lot of discussions around being ill as a young person, and I think that's just a really good, I don't know, I'm really enjoying that narrative choice because I feel like it's so often with books where we have someone, a young person who is sick or who has got cancer, like in this case, so often the plot is, oh, poor them. Oh, it's such a shame, isn't it? Oh, it's just so sad. Whereas there's no, rather than kind of acknowledging that it's more than just a kind of, oh, poor you sort of situation. It's like what Ray's saying is how her father left her in her first round of chemotherapy. Her father left her mother. And, she mentioned the statistic of something like 1 in 6 marriages break down, like men will leave their wife when they are diagnosed with cancer. And that's sort of, again, quite, sorry, I'm trying to put on my boots while I'm doing this so I can get Bracken out. And that, I don't know, I just think that's quite kind of telling, and it's just a really interesting story. Plus it's a fun story. I'm having a really, really good time. My only downside is there isn't an audiobook, and while I am absolutely loving reading it with my eyeballs, poop bags for the dog, I'm trying to do so much at the moment that I really need audiobooks. So reading a book that doesn't have an audiobook is just a little bit more tricky. But I need to go. Hey Bracken. Hello, hi. I know. Are you ready to go out on a walk? She's very excited, aren't you, Baba? Hey, very excited. Okay, right, we're going to go out and I'll talk to you when I get to about the 300 page mark. I don't know what that wave was. Hi, it's Friday evening. That groan was Bracken. I am at the 300 page mark of Long Live Evil. I've decorated today. I've got this little twiggy tree behind me. I've got that little twiggy tree, which I made last year, up there. And then I've got my Christmas tree over there, but I couldn't find any lights that worked. So the tree has not got any lights on it. I also couldn't find a thing to put on the top of the tree. So it's just lots of baubles and nothing on the top. It's got a bare stick thing top, just a spike up at the top. Anywho, not important. Long Live Evil. I'm still really enjoying it. What I'm liking so far and what I'm finding really interesting is how the plot that Ray knows from reading the book has changed so much. And there's things that she's doing, and the way that that's then changing and impacting the story, the plot of the story. That might not make sense, but I'm really enjoying it. Um, do I have very much to say to you? I don't know if I do, I'll be totally honest. No, I don't think I do. Oh, sorry about the yawning. I'm gonna attempt to try and finish this tonight. I've got about 130-ish pages left to go. So my plan is hopefully I can finish it tonight. That would be grand if I can. Tomorrow is Saturday. Tomorrow Steph from Steph Loves is doing cozy weekend reading sprints on her Patreon, and I want to join him, but I want to get maybe something from my November TBR read. But I would like to read. Basically, there's 2 books that I need to have read by next week, both of which are book swap books. So I'm sort of taking part in 2 book swaps. One with my friends Shah and Lex, as part of like a work thing. I've got a Christmas romance to read for that, so I want to read that. That should be fairly easy. The other one is with a group of work friends, and I'm reading Sky in the Deep by Adrian Young, which I'm slightly more nervous about because Vikings are not a buzzword. YA fantasy, not a buzzword. That's the 2 main things. So a little bit nervous about Sky in the Deep. But I want to get both of those ones read. I'm going to try and start at least one of them, ideally both of them, over the weekend. And I really also want to read The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides. It was on my November TBR, but again, as we may or may not know, my November TBR has not been touched this month. Literally nothing on my November TBR has been read. Go me. So yeah. I think that's all of my updates. I'm gonna probably next update you when I finish the book, and I'll let you know my final thoughts. But so far, I'm really enjoying it. I think it's quite a fun, unique take on a story, and I don't really know what to say. I like it. It's good. That's it. Bye. Hello, it's 7:30, so it's a couple hours later, and I have finally finished reading Long Live Evil. This book is fantastic. I really, really enjoyed it. I feel like it's almost kind of Wicked coded in that you're rooting for the character that everybody thinks is the villain. But as you're kind of seeing things from their perspective, you're like, but you're not the villain. The good characters are the ones who are evil. And I love that. I love it. The ending, so I did guess the twist at the end, but I still have got like a question mark in terms of what and why. I don't want to say anything because spoilers. Literally that last sort of like 70-80 pages, I just could not stop reading. This book's really, really good. That's all I can say, to be totally honest, is this book is fantastic. I think if you liked Wicked, if you like seeing a villain character's point of view, and you like a kind of you like humour in your books as well, because there is quite a lot of humour, because in this one Ray is from our world and she's been dropped into this book there's these kind of like humorous lines where there's a part where she's run out of stories to tell, so she's kind of narrating like plots of TV shows, and she's talking about Lord Ross and Lady Rachel and were they on a break? And just that, it's like lol. And someone's named a horse. There's another character, I'm not going to say who, but there's another character who's from our world, and they named a horse Google Maps because he'll always find his way home. And just things like that, it made me laugh. I don't think that the humour is so much that it's like constantly funny and takes away from the plot, but just those like kind of little one-liners every now and then I just thought were done really, really well. Yeah, I had a really great time. I really recommend this book. Yeah, fantastic. I was just going to say, is it a 5-star? I don't know. I feel like it's, I haven't yet put it through Call Park because I've literally just this minute finished it. I feel like it's probably going to be at least a 4.5. It could be a 5-star because I do. Why am I saying that I absolutely love this book and then I'm debating whether or not I think it's 5 stars? If I absolutely love the book, it's 5 stars. It's probably going to be a 5-star read. I thought it was fantastic. So that is this vlog over though. I am going to wrap it up now. If you like this video, please do leave me a like, subscribe down below. Have you read this book or are you interested in reading this book? Let me know. If you just want to let me know you were here, leave me a devil emoji in the comments. And I will see you tomorrow for the next Vlogmas video.